What is going on, everybody? My name is Keenan Costain, and welcome back to another episode of Hornets Recaps. And on today's episode, we'll be discussing the Charlotte Hornets' victory over the Washington Wizards, 129 to 112. And without further ado, let's go over the box score and stats throughout this game. All right, so taking a look at the box score for the Charlotte Hornets, for the leading scorer of this game, Brandon Miller with 26 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 8 for 14 from the field, 5 for 7 from 3. Keenan with 23 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 8 for 15 from the field, 6 for 11 from 3. And Josh Green with 12 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, 4 for 6 from the field, 2 for 4 from the 3-point line. For the box score for the Washington Wizards, we have Bayal Coulibaly with 17 points, 6 for 9 from the field, 3 for 4 from 3, and 2 for 4 from the free throw line. You had Jaden Hardy with 16 points, 5 for 10 from the field, 4 for 8 from the 3-point line, and 2 for 2 from the free throw line. And last but certainly not least, you had Jamar Watkins with 13 points, 5 for 10 from the field, 3 for 7 from the free throw line, along with 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 block shot. The team stats from both teams, you had the Washington Wizards shooting at 48.8% to the Hornets 49.4%, so Hornets winning the field goal percentage, along with a three-point percentage for Charlotte 54.3%, which is 25 for 46, and the three-point percentage for the Washington Wizards was 42.9%, 18 for 42. The free throw percentage, a win for Charlotte 72% to the Washington Wizards 70.6%. Total rebounds 53 to 37. Charlotte winning that category with 16 offensive rebounds to Washington's 9. Defensive rebounds 37 to 28. So Charlotte winning that one. Assists with 27 for Charlotte, 24 for Washington. Block shots for 5 apiece for both sides. And you had the steals category with 9 steals and 6 for Washington. And the turnovers with Charlotte having at 12, so the most turnovers with Washington having 11. Points off those turnovers, Charlotte winning that category 20 to 8. Fast break points 14 to 12, Charlotte winning that category. Points in the paint, Washington winning that one 32 to 30. Points per possession 1.37 for Charlotte, 1.20 for Washington. Personal fouls was tied for 17 apiece, and the biggest lead for Washington was 2, and the largest lead for Charlotte 29. For my Hornets player of the game goes to LaMelo Ball with 37 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 12 for 20 from the field, 10 for 15 from 3. LaMelo Ball, after what's been going on with him with the car crash that happened earlier a few days ago in Charlotte, and man, what a turnaround for him, especially the last couple of games, even though he's still putting up pretty decent numbers, which was against Houston and Washington. Pretty decent, not great, but pretty decent against Houston and Cleveland. But with this Washington game, I think this was honestly his best game of the season by far, and he just could not miss. And it was in the third quarter, the Hornets were able to turn it around after keeping it close with Washington, and the Hornets were able to open up a gap with LaMelo Ball shooting lights out in that quarter, I should say, shooting a total of 10 for 15, and LaMelo Ball tying his or breaking his record with most three-pointers made in a game. So 37 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, which is outstanding. And he was able to make contributions with his other teammates, like I read in the stats earlier with Brandon Miller and Conker Nipple and Josh Green. So LaMelo Ball, my Hornets player of the game. So, what are my thoughts during this game against Washington that took place on Sunday night? I thought this game was a overall great turnaround after losing 2 straight at home after the All-Star break, which was against the Houston Rockets and Cleveland Cavaliers. And having Grant Williams back after not playing against the Cleveland Cavaliers on Friday was such a big deal, having that veteran presence. And this is the last game for Miles and Musa suspension, which we'll get to more in a moment. And I thought with LaMelo Ball, this is his best game as a Hornet. I would say to answer that question on my notes here, LaMelo Ball, best game as a Hornet? Yes. I would definitely say this is his best game as a Charlotte Hornet, possibly ever. And despite how the team is looking right now, we're still in the 10th spot as of this recording of this video. We're still making some moves, we're still making some progress, which is great. And it's also the seventh win in a row on the road, which is a franchise tying record. So that is great to see, great to hear. This Hornets team is doing well on the road, and they're at 500 as of this recording as well. So that is a great stat to be on, and it's great for the Hornets fans, including myself, to see. So this is a great momentum booster for the Hornets, and let's see if they can get on another winning streak. My last thing before I get into the preview of the Bulls versus Hornets game, which is coming up tonight, Brandon Miller having a phenomenal game after struggling against Houston and Cleveland, which I did not do a video on due to some personal stuff and my busy schedule during that time. So I do apologize for the delay on a newer video. So just want to make that quick note. But with Brandon Miller, 26 points again, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 8 for 14 from the field, 5 for 7 from three. And this was when he had that, I believe, 8 to 9 consecutive 20 points or more streak going back in January when the Hornets were on that 9 game winning streak. So that is nice to see Brandon Miller having a nice response after struggling against Houston and Cleveland. And I was at the Cleveland game on Friday, and it did not look like the same Miller that put up the 9 consecutive or 10 consecutive 20-point games. I've lost track at this point of how many he's done it. Um, but Brandon Miller, it was a nice response for him, and with some other guys missing like Miles and Moussa right now, which we'll get to more in a moment as well. Brandon Miller scoring some big points and contributing offensively and defensively against the best player as well. So Brandon Miller is a stat to behold with this Washington victory on Sunday. The next game for the Charlotte Hornets will take place against the Chicago Bulls, which is another road game. So this is game 2 of a 3-game road trip. With this Chicago Bulls team, they are currently in a sort of rebuild mode, if you will, after losing a whole bunch of games after the Coby White trade, which we'll get to more in a moment. And with Miles and Moussa, they'll make their return for the first time since the Detroit game took place a couple weeks, about a week and a half ago, I should say. And with Moussa and Miles being back in uniform for tonight's game, it would be the starting lineup once again of LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, Keenan, Miles Bridges, and Moussa Diabate. Again, that's not the official starting lineup before tonight's game. But I would say that would be the starting lineup that Coach Lee and the coaching staff are looking for coming into the Chicago Bulls game. And I would say this would be a winnable game with the Hornets momentum right now, and getting their stars player back in Moussa and Miles that have done fantastic stuff throughout this time. And that is so great to see, so great to hear. And finally, with Coby White, he is probable for this game against Chicago. And this might be the first time we will see Coby White in a Hornets uniform against none other his former team, and that's really exciting to hear about as well. So things are looking up at the moment for the Charlotte Hornets. Let's see if they can get another win to get another win streak going. And that would be a great deal for another win streak to get going. Also, it will be the 8th win in a row, which will be a franchise record for the Charlotte Hornets organization. So let's see if the Hornets can get it done. And I'm excited, looking forward to have everyone back, possibly Kobe White making his first appearance in a Hornets uniform. That's exciting after what's been going on during the trade deadline. So a lot to look forward to in tonight's game. So that'll do it for another episode of Hornets Recaps. My name is Keenan Costain, and if you like what you see, feel free to give it a like, subscribe down below for more. And the next game will be on Tuesday, which is tonight, against the Chicago Bulls. The return of Miles and Moussa in the lineup. And with Kobe White possibly making his debut as a Charlotte Hornet. So, a lot to look forward to for the Charlotte Hornets tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on the road. Game 2 of the 3-game road trip coming up very, very soon. And until next time, have a good one. Bye, guys. See ya.